Mr. Robinson, for count one, aggravated murder, a capital felony in violation of Utah Code annotated 76-5-202, in that on September 10th, 2025 in Utah County, defendant Tyler James Robinson intentionally or knowingly caused the death of Charlie Kirk under the following circumstances. The defendant knowingly created a great risk of death to another individual other than Charlie Kirk and the defendant. Notice conviction of this offense may carry the death penalty or pursuant to Utah Code 76-3-207.7, a mandatory term of imprisonment for life without parole or an indeterminate term of not less than 25 years. That may be for life. In that honor, about September 10th, 2025 in Utah.
Look at this though. If I can pull this other tab up. I'll let that play for a minute. On September 10th, 2025, the roommate of the alleged shooter received a text message from Robinson which said, "Drop what you are doing, look under my keyboard." The roommate looked under the keyboard and found a note that stated, "I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk and I'm going to take it." Police found a photograph of this note. The following text exchange then took place. After reading the note, the roommate responded, "What?" with a million question marks. "You're joking, right?" Robinson: "I am still okay, my love, but am stuck in Orem for a little while longer yet. Shouldn't be long until I can come back home. But I gotta grab my rifle still. To be honest, I had hoped to keep this a secret till I died of old age." "Oh, really? Is that why you left a note under your keyboard? I'm sorry to involve you." Roommate: "You aren't the one who did it, right?" Robinson: "I am. I'm sorry." Roommate: "I thought they caught the person." Robinson: "No, they grabbed some crazy old dude who's back in jail for child prawn, by the way. Side note, I just learned that. Then interrogated someone in similar clothing. I had planned to grab my rifle from my drop point shortly after, but most of that side of town got locked down. It's quiet. Almost enough to get out, but there's one vehicle lingering." Roommate: "Why?" Robinson: "Why did I do it?" Roommate: "Yeah." Robinson: "I had enough of his hatred. Some hate can't be negotiated out. If I am able to grab my rifle unseen, I will have left no evidence. Going to attempt to retrieve it again. Hopefully they have moved on. I haven't seen anything about them finding it." I don't know where this transcript comes from. Oh, I guess that's it. Psh, okay. Well, that was quick. We didn't miss nothing.
Or about September 10th, 2025 in Utah County, the defendant, Tyler James Robinson, set for September.
All he said was his name.
Here, and this concludes this hearing at this time. Court is in recess.
You see him in his little turtle suit.
Thank you. That is a great question. It will be via WebEx.
So some time goes by. So from where we left off, how long have you been planning this? Asks the roommate. "A bit over a week, I believe. I can get close to it, but there is a squad car parked right by it. I think they already swept that spot, but I don't want to chance it. I'm wishing I had circled back and grabbed it as soon as I got to my vehicle. I'm worried what my old man would do if I didn't bring back Grandpa's rifle. I don't even know if it had a serial number, but it wouldn't trace to me. I worry about prints. I had to leave it in a bush where I changed outfits. Didn't have the ability or time to bring it with. I might have to abandon it and hope they don't find prints. How the will I explain losing it to my old man? Only thing I left was the rifle wrapped in a towel. Remember how I was engraving bullets? The messages are mostly a big meme. If I see notices bulge ooh woo on Fox News, I might have a stroke. Alright, I'm gonna have to leave it. That really sucks. Judging from today, I'd say Grandpa's gun does just fine. I don't know. I think it was a $2,000 scope. Delete this exchange." He's like, you notice that if this is real, the roommate just stops replying. "My dad wants photos of the rifle. He says Grandpa wants to know who has what. The feds released a photo of the rifle and it is very unique. He's calling me right now, not answering. Since Trump got into office, he has been pretty diehard MAGA. I'm gonna turn myself in willingly. One of my neighbors here is a deputy for the sheriff. You are all I worry about, love. I'm much more worried about you," responds the roommate. "Don't talk to the media, please. Don't take any interviews or make any comments. If any police ask you questions, ask for a lawyer and stay silent." I mean, in this day and age, you deserve better psyops. I just don't understand how you could go through such a plan, orchestrate such a plan, and then just give everything away. Why is it just like with Luigi Mangione? Why do they do all these covert ops to try to get away, and then they just go and, what? Spew all this? I mean, it just seems so unlikely, you know? Like, obviously, everything that you communicate on this thing is traceable, you know, you're being tracked everywhere. You're being surveilled. It just doesn't make much sense to then just go spill the beans to and you haven't even left yet, you know, you're still trying to orchestrate an escape. You're just giving away all of this evidence. It's almost too obvious. Yes, Cody. Waxy, where you at? What's up? Hey, Chat GPT, create a conversation between two planning the Kirk incident. Please make it real. Include a back and forth. Include details of Grandpa's gun. Oh, goodness. We got a TikToker.
And they pulled Charlie off, right? And yeah, so why is none of this making any sense? Why is it when they pulled Charlie off, right, and rushed him to hospital, did these guys decide to come straight in the tent, start pulling things down, moving cameras, standing on the chair that Charlie was sat on,
That's an
and
active crime
contaminating the
scene.
whole crime scene? Why was there a book that appeared on Amazon called The Shooting of Charlie Kirk with all of the details in of exactly what happened, but it was published on the 9th, the day before?
Way.
So they're saying that Tyler...
That right there is just insane. How is that real? Can we confirm that? Was there really a book called The Charlie Kirk and it was released a day before?
Entered the campus wearing his normal clothes, his long sleeve t-shirt and his jeans and his cap, and then he climbed on the roof, right? He got changed, he then went into his backpack and he got out his rifle. He then had to...
Who is this Scottish woman? Yeah.
Assemble the rifle. He then took the shot, right? He then got changed again back into his original outfit. He then, you know, put the gun away, folded all that back down. Then he jumped.
It's true, coffee lover. Thank you for the super chat. I saw you that was your second one, I think. I saw another one just as I was getting on, taking that phone call. But what did you say? It's crazy how people are acting like Charlie's murder was the straw that broke the camel's back and now they have no choice but to carry out fascism. Yeah, I mean, for real. To think that the state corporate complex, the Zionists and the capitalists need any incentive to, what, keep doing what they're already doing? I don't buy it. And to your other comment, there was a hugely despicable clip of Charlie Kirk. When people say that they're defending this this person, you have to really wonder. All right, listen to this clip from Charlie Kirk, who's you know, Christ is king, Jesus is my homeboy.
So, you know, it's funny, I used to say that, hey, if you as a gay person would go to Gaza, they'd throw you off of tall buildings, right? Now they don't have any tall buildings left, so I don't...
What a comedian. When I was in that debate with the Misfit Patriot on the Tim Pool podcast, he brought up the same thing. He's like, if you went to Gaza, they would throw you off a roof. And I was like, oh, there's a roof in Gaza still left? He's like, yeah, there's one left. Ha ha ha. And it's like, the talking points never change. It's always the same. Like, you know what I mean? This guy had millions of dollars backing him. And the Hasbara was no better than someone like the Misfit Patriot. It's like the Hasbara never changes.
When you mess with the bull, you get the horns.
Is that too soon? I'm sorry. Maybe you shouldn't Jews, Muslims.
He says, maybe you shouldn't Jews, stupid Muslims. And this is the guy that was, you know, such a stand-up dude. And you can tell the tone of the, you know, like, it's off. It's tone deaf. It's dark. And people are laughing, but it's cynically laughing. It's the cynicism for me. And it's the callousness. And this guy is supposed to be, oh, Christ, like, you know, Christian zealot, Christian nationalist, preaching God's word. Couldn't be further from that, you know? They're still laughing.
I like that. I like that.
Where was I?
Where was I? So yeah, that's utterly despicable, right? Okay, well then I also found this, I didn't realize this, but some big page on Instagram shared one of the clips from my podcast interview or debate, and let's listen to that. People are saying that I owned the Misfit Patriot on this post.
You are retarded.
Okay.
Well, I'd like
Really?
to hear why
That's how
isn't
it
Hamas?
starts.
Because everybody does consider
Because
them-
Hamas is an armed resistance group fighting against an occupying army.
How can you occupy your own country?
If Israel wasn't occupying the land of Palestine, creating and fomenting and fermenting in the soil of repression a radical extremist group, like you want to call it, a radical extremist, when you sideline, fracture, marginalize every possible peaceful chance to reform and have ownership and control over your resources, your land and labor, which is your given right according to international law, then you are left with the only option, which is to violently resist.
You think that
and,
rape is
and
resistance?
let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. If you think that Hamas is a organization,
No, Hamas is a terrorist organization. I don't think
the Jewish resistance in the Warsaw Ghetto, were they when they tried to
That is a good
uprise
point. That
against
is a good point.
their Nazi oppressors?
Okay, so
because that's the
Were they-
same
yeah, wait,
exact
wait, wait,
material
wait,
power
that is the
that is the
differential.
biggest false equivalency that
I
I've
don't
ever
know.
heard.
I mean,
really?
wait, Tate, is that a bad false equivalency? I feel like he's unbiased because if you are in the Jewish ghetto and you're fighting against the Nazis, you would consider them a hero
To
today.
be fair, like they were targeting soldiers, where with Hamas, it's more deliberate attacks on
But they
civilians.
they did attack civilians. They did indiscriminate. They made rudimentary makeshift weapons, which were imprecise. They marshaled any capabilities that they could to resist their own annihilation, which they knew. And did they think that that was going to be successful for them? Of course not. They knew that they were going to die. They knew that the Nazis were going to. So what was the point of that? Why didn't they just lay down and die for the Nazis? If that's your argument,
Okay,
why wouldn't they just do that?
In your scenario here,
It's not my scenario.
The Nazis are Israel, and
Yes.
The Jews are Hamas.
Yes,
Okay.
in World War II.
Hold on. Now, did the Jews in Warsaw occupy Germany, or sorry, march into Germany and rape a bunch of people? Did they set people on fire?
No,
Did
and
they
neither
also-
did.
No, they did.
No, they didn't. You're
Did you
repeating.
watch- hold on,
You're repeating
hold on,
lies.
no, did
You're repeating
you
lies.
watch the footage on October 7th?
I did. Did you see it? Did
yeah,
you think? Did you see when you saw hand gliders parasailing over an
When you heard-
apartheid
when you
wall?
heard
When you
the-
saw bulldozers bulldozing through an
When you heard
apartheid
the-
wall?
when you heard the
Did you
terrorists
think
say-
that that was the Wehrmacht
When you heard the soldier
to
calling
destroy
his,
Israel? Are you f***ing your mind?
when you heard the terrorist calling his parents like, I killed 10 Jews, I killed 10 Jews, that's resistance. Have you watched the documentary?
What are you talking about?
Have you
The
watched-
most of the people that were killed on that day were killed by Israel, according to their Hannibal directive.
But you know, the Hasbro never updates. It never levels up. It's always the same, whether it's, you know, some dude farting in his basement or if it's a head of a media empire like Charlie Kirk. It's the same talking points. Thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe to the page to help it grow. And if you'd like to support my work, join my Patreon for exclusive content.